Looking to buy or sell a home and you think you can represent yourself? Well, here to go over why a licensed realtor can actually help you. Keep watching this video because that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey everyone, Cristina Ingram here with Keller Realty, Las Vegas, and wanted to just talk to you today about the importance of being represented by a licensed realtor. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. One was with a client that I had probably about 6-7 years ago, and they came to me needing to sell their house because they had some medical issues. And during the escrow process, and just keep this in mind, I don't believe that there are any emergencies in real estate, but this one pretty much ranked right up there. So we sold the home, got a very good price for it for the time, and in the middle of and right before closing escrow, the seller, he basically almost died. So this would rank as pretty close to an emergency. Now, because of how title was taken, talking to my escrow officer and her talking to title, we needed to act very quickly, because had he had passed away while we were in escrow before it closed, this would have caused a lot of problems. They wouldn't have been able to sell their home, use some of the funds to help with their medical bills, and the new buyer wouldn't have been able to enjoy their new home. So contacted the other agent, let him know quickly what was going on, and my escrow officer acted very quickly. She went down to the hospital. We got a power of attorney, so the spouse of this person they weren't on title at the time because they were not married at the time that he purchased the home, and signed it over so she could make the decisions for him. And luckily we got that taken care of. The other agent made sure that on her end, her side was going well and that there were no delays. And so we were able to close that one very quickly. And now my clients are still on the path to recovery. It was a very devastating medical procedure that they had to have. And he was able to survive, but they're still in the process of healing and recovering. Obviously it was that severe. So now my next one, this one happened a little bit after close of escrow. So sold a home to a client. It was a home that was built back in the 1940s, believe it or not, here in Las Vegas. And so they purchased it from what we call flippers. And they actually did a pretty good job on the repairs because we had the inspection done. They actually had a lot of the pipes redone and everything. So, we thought everything was in the clear. Well, about 18 months later, I received a message from another agent stating that he needed to talk to me. It was very, very important, and it was regarding this particular property. So, we gave him a call, and he's sitting there telling me how we capped off a sewer line illegally, which we did nothing of the sort, and they were threatening legal action if we didn't pay for a sewer line or for it to be corrected. So just to give you a little background, the property was built again in the 1940s, and originally when it was built, it had two structures as one parcel. Well, somewhere back in early 2000s, one of the sellers decided to split the parcels into two. So they split it into two, and when he did that, he didn't split the sewer line because of the cost of the amount of the sewer line. And then he eventually sold the two parcels separately to two separate individuals. One to who we purchased ours from, which was an investor who flipped the home and did repairs and upgraded it. And then another to another investor who was going to use that as a long-term hold, so a buy and hold. They were going to use it to rent it out. Well, for whatever reason, in that 18 months, they didn't rent it out. And then when they decided to, they noticed that they were having these issues with plumbing. So when they did more research on it, they found that the sewer line ran under our home, and they were connected because, as I said, they were one parcel at one point in time. So this particular person who owned this home wanted someone else to pay for their sewer that they had to get separately. So they had the choice of, I think they had maybe the choice of either putting in a septic tank, which I don't know if the city would allow, or they had to run a line into the separate side of the street because now it's a different address, and have a sewer line there. And with that happening, that would cost roughly about $40,000. So this person who purchased this house was looking to pass off the $40,000 to someone else. And they thought it would be a good idea to see if my client would pay for it. They tried everything by getting them to sign an easement, So I had to refer them to an attorney because this is outside of my scope, but still brought into the loop of it because I was representation when we purchased the property. And long story short, they didn't sign the easement, because when you sign an easement, you're giving up rights to a specific part of the land, and where that land ran smack dab in the middle of my client's property. So I was telling them, if you wanted to do any improvements in the future or do something in the future, you wouldn't be able to do anything with this portion of the land because you're signing an easement over. So they got an attorney involved, and long story short, they didn't have to pay. I do believe that the client had to go after the guy who actually sold them the property, because that's who should have disclosed what he did to the property. So realtors, we don't just put our names on properties and stick a sign in the yard and hope someone buys it. We actually do give guidance and representation throughout the process. And a lot of the times it's more than just buying and selling. We're here to make sure that your rights are protected, your best interest is protected. So this is why I bring this up to you. So if you're looking to either sell or buy or invest, I'd like you to give me a call. And if you don't like me, give another agent a call, a licensed realtor, because we are worth what we charge, because we're more than just buying and selling. So I share these stories with you not because I want to say, oh, look what I did. I share these stories with you because I wanted to show you that a lot of times what us real estate agents and realtors deal with are more than just paperwork and buying, selling, and getting you a certain number. Now, that is a big focus of what we do, but it's not all we do. We want to help make sure that we navigate through the process, want to make sure that your best interest is protected. So like the second story, that happened well after we closed, and it was one of those transactions that during the escrow process went pretty smoothly. We did our inspections, everything came back well, seller and buyer agreed to just about everything, easy terms, and we closed. Buyers had great credit, we were able to get a loan very smoothly and just go in very smoothly throughout the process. It was a typical process, but 18 months later, we get a call. Just wanted to share those two stories with you, and the importance of having a licensed realtor representing you when you're looking to purchase or sell a real estate transaction. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, please give me a call. And also, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest outside of the Las Vegas area, I still got you covered, because we got pros and other area codes and definitely can help you out. So feel free to give us a call. And also, if you like our videos, please hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell. And I'll talk to you guys next week.